Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Could it be true? The NFL world has been sent into a frenzy following whispers that Tom Brady, yes, that Tom Brady may be stepping out of retirement again, but this time not with a helmet, not to throw touchdowns, but to stand on the sidelines with a headset as the Miami Dolphins' new offensive coordinator. Just the mere suggestion of such a move has fans, analysts, and insiders scrambling for confirmation. It's not just any team either. It's the Dolphins, a franchise that Brady has been mysteriously linked with in the past, from ownership rumors to behind-the-scenes meetings that skirted the boundaries of NFL regulations. And now there's the GOAT potentially taking his legendary football mind to South Beach to scheme up plays for Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. It almost feels like a storyline, ripped straight out of a movie. But make no mistake, sources close to the situation suggest there's real smoke here. Brady, ever the competitor and mastermind, is reportedly itching to return, not to play, but to shape an offense mold talent and prove that he can dominate the league from the sidelines just as he did from the pocket. What makes this rumor even more intriguing is the timing. The Dolphins, while an explosive offensive unit under Mike McDaniel, have struggled with consistency and decision-making in crucial moments. There have been murmurs from within the organization about the need for a stronger veteran presence in the coaching booth, someone who understands the game at an elite championship caliber level, and who better fits that description than Brady. He's won more Super Bowls than any franchise. His film study habits are legendary. His preparation and football IQ are the stuff of myth. Bringing him on board as an offensive coordinator wouldn't just elevate Miami's offensive play. It would send shockwaves throughout the league. Opposing defenses would have to account for a bradled scheme, something they thought they were finally free from. It would change how the Dolphins are game planned against. And for Brady, this could be the perfect soft launch into a second NFL career coaching and maybe eventually head coaching. But let's be clear, this isn't about a man who misses the spotlight. Tom Brady has nothing left to prove as a player. He cemented his legacy as the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. He's done the farewell tour. He's had the emotional press conferences, and he's even begun dabbling in broadcasting and other business ventures. So why this sudden pivot? That's what has people talking. According to insiders, Brady has been spending more time around NFL circles than usual, attending practices, offering unsolicited yet welcomed advice to young quarterbacks, and most importantly, reportedly speaking privately with Dolphins executives. This isn't just a casual curiosity. This feels like a plan. Brady has long been fascinated by the strategic side of the game. He's always been more than a physical player. He's a mental assassin, a chess master who sees the field in slow motion. Coaching, particularly as an offensive coordinator, allows him to flex that muscle without taking hits. And if he's truly intrigued by the idea, Miami could be the ideal landing spot. Of course, this isn't the first time Brady and the Dolphins have shared the rumor mill. We all remember the 2022 offseason when reports surfaced that Brady and Dolphins owner Stephen Ross had engaged in discussions that, while never officially confirmed, were enough to cost the franchise a first-round pick due to tampering violations. There's history here, unfinished business even. Many believe Brady's connection with Ross and the Miami front office never truly fizzled out. And now, with McDaniel secure but always open to innovative minds and the offense needing a shot of Brady-style precision, the timing feels eerily perfect. Could this be the culmination of a plan years in the making? It wouldn't be the first time Brady orchestrated a long game that no one else saw coming. Remember his exit from New England. Everyone was blindsided. He thrives on unpredictability. So while this all might sound like wild speculation, there's a familiar pattern forming, one that could end with Brady holding a play sheet on the Dolphins sideline. One major question remains: how would Tua Tagovailoa feel about working under Tom Brady? It's a fair concern. Tua is finally coming into his own as a quarterback, and the last thing any young signal caller wants is to feel overshadowed by a legend watching over his shoulder. But according to sources familiar with the situation, Tua has great respect for Brady and sees him more as a mentor than a threat. In fact, it's rumored that Tua has already had a few private film sessions with Brady. this offseason, and the chemistry between the two has been surprisingly strong. Brady reportedly praised Tua's accuracy and decision-making, while also suggesting a few tweaks to improve his pre-snap reads. For Tua, having Brady as a coordinator could be the best of both worlds, elite mentorship without direct competition. And for Brady, working with a rising talent gives him a canvas to paint his offensive vision. It's not about ego anymore, it's about legacy and influence. And that might be enough to get Brady back into the NFL machine. Then there's the matter of Mike McDaniel. The head coach is beloved in Miami for his quirky personality, offensive acumen, and player-friendly approach. Would he be willing to share the spotlight or even some play-calling responsibilities with Brady? That's where the rumor takes a sharp twist. Some insiders say McDaniel is too confident to feel threatened and that he sees Brady as an asset rather than a rival. Others, however, suggest that this could be a delicate power-sharing dynamic that might only work if egos are checked at the door. But one source close to the Dolphins insists that McDaniel has already spoken with Brady informally and that the two men share a mutual admiration. Imagine the collaboration, McDaniel's creativity fused with Brady's ruthless efficiency. It could create one of the most dangerous offenses the NFL has seen in decades. Of course, nothing is official yet. But the gears may already be turning behind the scenes, and where there's smoke with Brady, there's usually a 5-alarm fire waiting to be unleashed. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? This potential move also raises questions about Brady's long-term vision. Is this a one-year experiment or the start of a coaching dynasty? If he does join the Dolphins as OC and succeeds, how long before teams start offering him head coaching jobs? It's not hard to imagine Brady commanding an NFL team from the top. He already has the gravitas, the championship pedigree, and the leadership qualities. Add a few years of coaching experience, and the transition from quarterback to coach could mirror the path of other great minds in football. Plus, Brady's presence would be a recruitment magnet. Free agents would flock to Miami to learn under him. Young quarterbacks would beg to be drafted by him. This isn't just a short-term move for headlines. It could reshape the league's power structure. And let's not forget, Brady loves the challenge of greatness. Dominating as a coach might just be the final frontier for a man who has already conquered everything else the NFL has to offer. Naturally, social media is on fire. Fans, pundits, and former players have all weighed in on the swirling rumors. Some are ecstatic at the idea, imagining a revitalized Dolphins offense lighting up the scoreboard with Brady's fingerprints all over it. Others are skeptical, wondering if Brady can adapt to a non-playing role after so many years of being the centerpiece. But the majority seem intrigued. Everyone wants to know, is this really happening? What's driving Brady? And how close are we to seeing the most decorated player in NFL history return? Not in pads, but in polo and headset. The reactions range from disbelief to anticipation. Even Dolphins players have posted cryptic emojis on Twitter and Instagram, fueling the speculation. NFL insiders are chasing leads, looking for confirmations, trying to read between the lines of team statements and off-season activity. It feels like a storm is coming, and all eyes are locked on Miami to see if the unthinkable becomes reality. Media outlets have begun circling, preparing for what could be the biggest off-field NFL storyline since Brady's first retirement. And then his second. Interviews are being lined up. Analysts are dissecting every quote from Dolphins personnel. And fans are watching flight trackers, hoping to catch Brady landing in Miami for some clandestine meeting. ESPN, NFL Network, and even international sports channels have jumped on the rumor, running speculative pieces on what Brady's offense might look like. Would it resemble the Patriots' precision-based system or the Norisket-no-biscuit vertical game he embraced in Tampa Bay? Perhaps a hybrid tailored to Tua's strengths and Miami's speedy receiver. Everyone has a theory, but no one has answers yet. And that's what makes this moment so electric. The NFL has always been driven by stories, and this one has all the ingredients of a classic, a legendary figure, a storied franchise searching for greatness, and the tantalizing possibility of history being made again in a new way. And now the final twist, Brady's ownership stake in the Las Vegas Raiders, which many believe would be a conflict of interest if he were to join another franchise in a coaching role. This is the legal thread that could unravel or legitimize the entire situation. NFL rules are clear, no active coach can hold equity in another team. But sources say Brady may be quietly working to divest his shares or at least restructure the deal in a way that allows him to coach. It's complicated, but not impossible. Brady's legal team is reportedly exploring every avenue, and the Dolphins are said to be in communication with the league office to preempt any issues. If this is truly happening, there's a mountain of logistical and contractual red tape to cut through. But again, this is Brady we're talking about. He's never been one to let rules get in the way of destiny. And if the league gives him the green light, the Dolphins might soon become the most talked about team in all of sports, led by a man who simply refuses to stop chasing greatness. So what happens next? At this point, it's anyone's guess. But insiders insist that if an announcement is coming, it'll happen before the regular season kicks off. That gives Brady time to install his system, build chemistry with players, and hit the ground running. The Dolphins are staying quiet publicly, neither confirming nor denying the reports. Brady himself has gone radio silent, refusing to comment, which only adds to the mystique. But behind the scenes, the NFL is holding its breath. Because if Tom Brady truly returns as an offensive coordinator, it changes everything. Not just for Miami, but for the league. It's the kind of move that redefines careers, upends expectations, and ignites new rivalries. This isn't just a rumor, it's the start of something potentially historic. And whether it fizzles out or explodes into reality, one thing is clear. The NFL is never truly done with Tom Brady, and maybe Tom Brady isn't done with the NFL either. Stay tuned. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.